this technology that we developed in Colima, El Salvador, also is probably my biggest contribution to improving the living standards for people in Central America, because it has helped cut back the use of wood, tree-based fuel by 2/3, and there's no cost to modifying the stoves so that they conserve 2/3 of the fuel and get just the same job done as the traditional open fire method with rock to hold up pots and pans. Now, I want to mention right away, I'll just be brief about this, but there was an organization, you know, most of the traditional tables for the cook stoves are tables like this, and a company out of Cottage Grove, Oregon, modified these cooking stoves to make huge, heavy brick-filled or tamped earth-filled, brick-lined stoves that had areas for the pots on a metal plate or whatever, or in adobe, and then a chimney, which got the smoke out of the kitchen. You know, that is now solved, but required 3 times more leña, as they say in Central America and Latin America. 3 times more leña to do the same amount of cooking as one piece of wood. Took 3 times more. I have used wood heat in my homes since I was a kid, but more lately in my home here in Vallecitos, and there's a damper in there. There's something that holds back the heat from going up the stovepipe as badly, and this was something invented by Benjamin Franklin. If you get a piece of metal, which we made for free out of corrugated roofing metal, flattened out, right, with a hammer, you know, you take the hammer and just flatten this out and make a damper that can be, maybe have a curl here to cool down the end, and you push it in and out across the stovepipe. Compuerta, una compuerta hecho de lámina, de zinc, no, de techo. This, then we would place adobe por toda esa zona, así, y el comal. We'd put the big plate, ceramic plate for cooking tortillas here in line, and then here women would press their favorite pots into the wet adobe so that there would be no flames escaping. Las llamas no escaparían, no. And so in the front here, all this was adobe, maybe with an arc like this to be able to put the wood into, and all this would be surrounded by adobe, which over time would vitrify with the heat, become harder and harder. And then in the morning, the women who did most of the cooking, of course, would tell me that in the morning they could open up this damper and it sounded like there was a wind blowing on this end to facilitate starting a fire. And then once the fire got going, they would shut that down and save 2/3 of the wood, which they might have to get 2 kilometers away or more. 4-kilometer walk every day. Oh, excuse me. This is one of the most important things I'm going to tell you that I learned. I learned this when I was in Bolivia. The number one cause número uno of let me spell it in Spanish, deforestation. Well, I think we can read that in English. The number one cause of deforestation in the world. You know what it is? The gathering, cosecha, like a harvest, of firewood. The number one cause of worldwide deforestation, because billions of people, miles de millones, every day go out into the world and cut down trees. Or they girdle the trees, se cortan así, para que el año entrante se seque, so that within a year they dry out and they can be harvested. Or, as we saw in El Salvador, on a windy day, they'll start a fire, fuego, incendio, to kill the trees, but yet leave them standing, so that they can justify going in and taking them out. Within a few years, you know. That is why the bean consumption gone down, boiling for purification gone down, and why I am proposing the use of a machine, fuel log machine, that takes sawdust, acetine, coffee pulp, pulpa, granza de arroz, o también usé lo que salió más bonito por las resinas que mantenía la leña de bagaleña, de bagasso, de caña. No, this is what's left over from making sugar cane, called bagasse, I think, from the French, bagasse. All of this makes beautiful, beautiful fuel logs. And is normally destroyed. Bagasso se amonta así por todo El Salvador y América Central y con tiempo se quema lentamente, ¿no? Por combustión espontánea. Spontaneous combustion just burns up all these piles of bagaleña or coffee pulp, and these are used for industrial purposes because the poor cannot pay for fuel logs made out of these different materials readily available, and so I, in the Great Mandate, have proposed that the governments, and we have a pilot project to just show how 1 year of subsidies so that the poor can get these fuel logs. If government provide subsidies to the poor, like in the town of Santa Rosa, they have agreed that if they get their fuel logs, they will save their forest. They will protect it and reforest, knowing how important it is to the entire eastern Bolivia, which floods every year, to the displacing over 200,000 families a year, because the forest is down, gone. So the disease, the cost to the country is huge compared to what it would cost to subsidize a place like Santa Rosa, which is ready to enter into a project of the nonprofit organization that we have here registered in New Mexico. This is something you'll want to look at, especially our webpage at solutions dash after the L, solutions, and then .info. But the Heart Mind Alliance is an alliance of friends from the 20 different countries where I worked to bring the community-based technologies to the World Wide Web, where in every country material can be translated or even shown in English, because so much of this is self-explanatory. Heart Mind Alliance, you can check it out at .com. One of the first things that my board of directors asked me to do was to build in a workshop situation for that website a solar collector under construction, a video. It'd be an instructional video, which you can find at Heart Mind Alliance, all one word, .com. So I will close for now, and we will continue with some other interesting information here, just at your fingertips. Bye-bye.